This is TV9 Eyewitness News with Bruce Aune, Eadie Fawcett, meteorologist Denny Frary, and John Campbell Sports.
Good evening. Topping our news tonight, another water shortage in eastern Iowa.
This time, Coralville officials are asking people there to conserve on the water. The hot, humid weather of recent days is showing no signs of letting up, and meteorologist Phil Summers says more hot water means less water.
What we're doing is asking people to cut back on watering their yards and washing cars and using water for anything other than what is absolutely essential.
That's the word from Coralville. A lack of this type of weather and too much of this kind adds to the crunch. Also, recent building activity in the Coralville area causes supply of water to wane. Coralville's water treatment plant just can't keep up with the demand, and that leads to worries that an emergency such as a fire would deplete what's left. While most of the people we talk to plan to cut back, others hear but do not heed.
Yeah, but I don't know. These yards are kind of brown. Got to keep them green, so.
There is some relief on the way. No, the weather's not getting any cooler. The city of Coralville's drilling a new well. It should be online this fall, and that'll help prevent this kind of problem from happening again. Phil Summers, TV9 Eyewitness News.
By the way, if you enjoy a day at the beach, don't worry. Phil says although they've cut back the discharge somewhat, the water level at the Coralville Reservoir is right about where it should be right now.
An accidental shooting has claimed the life of a 6-year-old Cedar Rapids girl. Lindsay Olmstead had been listed in critical condition at St. Luke's Hospital since Monday morning. Police say a 12-year-old boy was showing Lindsay a shotgun when it discharged, wounding her in the neck. Police are not releasing the boy's name. They have ruled the shooting accidental.
A couple of key state Supreme Court decisions today. In one, the High Court upheld the first-degree murder conviction of James Mayberry. He's serving a life sentence for the July 1985 stabbing death of a woman in Iowa City. Mayberry claimed he should get a new trial because one witness testified Mayberry refused to take a polygraph test. The Supreme Court rejected that argument. Today's other decision concerned kidnapping cases at the Iowa State Penitentiary in Fort Madison. In two separate uprisings there, 2 prisoners seized hostages. Later, both were convicted of kidnapping. Both inmates claimed pretrial publicity hurt their cases, and they both demanded new trials. The Supreme Court said no, upholding both convictions.
A morning they'll never forget. Smoke and flames jolted a Cedar Rapids family out of a sound sleep this morning. Fire engulfed their entire home. Miraculously, everyone inside got out safely, but with only the shirts on their back. Helpline 9 reporter Joan Carlson visited with the family this afternoon. Joan, what did they have to say?
Well, Eadie, I did have a chance to talk with them, and they say they're just happy to be alive. They rented the house, which is a total loss. Fortunately, the owner does have insurance. And aside from that, the victims escaped with the clothes on their backs and nothing more.
The whole living room was engulfed in flame. They said it was like a flash fire. It's lucky that, you know, it didn't flash back at us. Instead, it flashed to the back of the house.
3 o'clock this morning, firefighters are just putting out the last remains of fire at the Gatewoods house in southeast Cedar Rapids. This is what it looks like now. The house is totally destroyed. The bathroom, kitchen, and everywhere else. Family and friends are still surprised and happy Dionne Gatewood managed to get all 4 of her children out safely thanks to a smoke alarm. And no one's more surprised than she is.
I got him out and one went back in, but because he was half asleep. So he went back in, so I had to go in and get him. He was hiding under the blankets.
The Gatewoods tell me the first signs of the fire were barely noticeable. A little smoke coming out of the vent. Then the windows blew and a giant fireball raced through the house, shooting flames higher than the chimney. Don Gatewood was just down the block. He says everything happened within 5 minutes.
The whole house at that time was engulfed in flames all the way back to the kitchen, from the living room all the way to the kitchen.
Again, of course, the Gatewoods are thankful to be alive, but they literally escaped with nothing more than a couple of blankets and their clothes. The Red Cross is finding them a place to stay for as long as they can, just a few days. After that, they're on their own. And if you'd like to help, you can send a donation in care of the Red Cross. The address is 3601 42nd Street, Northeast. That is in Cedar Rapids. And if I can help you with a problem or question, write to me in care of Helpline 9 at this address. Well, a fad of the 70s may be destined for the 80s, possibly by the end of summer. Now, do you remember the candy that came in little crystals? You put them in your mouth and they popped as they dissolved? They were called Pop Rocks. Well, General Foods took them off the market about 7 years ago. Now the company is test marketing it again in Oregon and Washington, and they say if it does well, it may come to Iowa and the rest of the country. And Bruce and Eadie, I don't know if you ever used to take that kind of stuff. I remember as a kid, I used to always eat that stuff.
I munch on a lot of candy, but I don't remember Pop Rocks.
It's very strange.
You have to try that out. Still ahead on Eyewitness News, Hy-Vee bags of victory for a new Cedar Rapids store.
And break out the backpack and panniers. You're hitting the road with the Ragbryers next.
I thought it was a lie. Who can make glasses in an hour?
I was kind of suspicious.
It may seem hard to believe, but you really can get quality eyeglasses in about an hour at Lens Crafters. Our in-house laboratories can custom grind your exact prescription in about an hour. Listen.
I had my glasses in less than an hour.
Inside of 45 minutes, when I got my glasses and could see, I was flabbergasted.
Lens Crafters, Westdale Mall, lower level next to Ward's.
In the beginning, only a select few could get the weather forecast when they needed it. But now anyone can, anytime they want, with the Weather Channel. Up-to-the-minute local forecast, 24 hours a day, every day. And only on cable, so you won't have to miss the boat ever again. The Weather Channel. You need us for everything you do.
Friends, I'm Denny Vandenberg, the dealer on the move in Independence, Iowa. And during the dog days of summer, we've got deals going on that are unbeatable. For example, we've got these two 1987 Novas on special for only $55 down and $185 a month. No gimmicks, friendly salespeople. We'll do anything to put a deal together for us. So stop in today or give us a call on our 800 number, 1-800-373-DUCK or 334-7122.
For more than a decade now, Denny's has offered not just low prices, but guaranteed workmanship. Good reasons to choose Denny's.
More grumblings tonight from residents living in a northeast Cedar Rapids neighborhood. They're upset the city council okayed a rezoning for a new Hy-Vee grocery store today. Hy-Vee wants to build a bigger store next to this one on 32nd Street Northeast. The addition would mean about 80 new jobs, but neighbors fear it will also mean noise, traffic, and sewer problems. Commissioner Floyd Bergen sided with the residents, but his single dissenting vote didn't prevent final approval. Now the residents say they're talking to lawyers.
They have talked to somebody, and I can't tell you who, but they have talked to somebody, and they said they have a good case. So I don't think it'll stop here. I really don't.
Hy-Vee says it should start construction this spring. Tragedy hits Ragbry, the annual bike ride across Iowa. This morning, a Rockwell City man lost control of his bicycle and turned into a flatbed truck being towed behind a pickup truck, according to authorities. The victim was 19-year-old John Christopher Boyle. Authorities say the rear wheels of the trailer ran over Boyle. He was dead at the scene. Authorities say the driver of the pickup, Alan Anderson, was passing the line of bicycles when the accident happened. This is a fifth death on Ragbry in its 15-year history.
Despite that fatality today, thousands of other people are having a great time on Ragbry, pedaling their way across Iowa, even in this heat. Each year, people come from all over the country and even all over the world to ride in Ragbry. Today, Eyewitness News reporter Steve Floody caught up with some of the bikers in Forest City.
Day 4, mile 253, the riders roll into Winnebago County, more than halfway into the 437-mile marathon. Steve and Sharon Merker of Louisville, Kentucky, can count 13 Ragbrys between them. What brings them back year after year?
The people. I don't think you can do this in any other state in the country.
I'm ready for next year. Making plans already.
This year's highlight, the veteran pedal pushers agree.
The towns have been gorgeous. Everybody's just thrown a massive, massive party for us. The food this year has been better than any other year.
Ragbry riders call this a week-long moving party. They say when you come home, you'll bring memories that will last a lifetime. A tailwind pushed speeds up near 30 for some today. Many call this weather ideal. But as others pulled into tonight's pit stop in Forest Lake, they collapsed into much-needed naps. But first-timer Julie Peterson says riding RAGBRAI's a breeze.
I trained really hard, and it was worth it.
Most just prefer to watch. This year's batch of brave bikers, numbering 7,500, mean a boon to business. They'll spend about $100,000 at each overnight stop along the way. Now there's only another 184 miles to go. Steve Fletty, TV9 Eyewitness News.
RAGBRAI will complete its 400-mile trip across Iowa this weekend in Guttenberg.
How much longer will your air conditioner have to chug along?
Oh, Denny says it could be a while yet. His forecast comes up next.
This is today's Eyewitness News Market Report. Eyewitness News will continue in a moment.
We're your friendly neighborhood Jack and Jill Food Store.
All grinds of Maxwell House coffee in 2-pound cans are sale priced at $3.29. Buy 3 1-pound packages of Bluebonnet stick margarine for just $1. Crystal Light 8-quart drink mix in a variety of flavors, only $2.49. And Dynamo liquid laundry detergent in a 64-ounce bottle, on sale now for $1.99.
At your friendly neighborhood Jack and Jill Food Store.
It's official. Nissan is #1. And now you're invited to test the best during your Nissan dealer's National Drive-Away. Test drive the cars you rank #1 in America for quality. And now factory incentives can save you up to $900 on family cars. Economical Sentras, sensational Stanzas, luxurious Maximas. Come in and make your best deal ever. But hurry, your Nissan dealer's National Drive-Away ends August 3rd. Buy the best. See one of your nearby Nissan dealers today.
Bring us your trouble, find someone to care. Bring us your worry, we're always there.
The Sartori Convenient Care Center, when you need a doctor for minor emergencies or routine medical services. Walk in anytime, 24 hours every day. No appointment needed. Get help from a doctor and trained nursing staff that's always there.
When you need someone, come spend a while. Bring us your troubles and take home a smile.
Sartori Convenient Care Center, 6th and College, Cedar Falls.
Mr. Lance Flamish is here to answer the questions that people ask most about crispy wheats and raisins.
Now?
Well, yeah.
Well, crisp is the key, Ray. Compared to any other raisin cereal, these wonderful Honey Touch flakes stay crispier in milk.
Well, how do they stand up to milk?
Oddly enough, crisp is also the key to crispy wheat's taste because crispier is tastier.
You know, another theory, Mr. Flamish, is that crispier is just tastier.
Denny Frary's weathercast has earned the seal of approval of the American Meteorological Society.
What can we say?
Well, not a whole lot, but we have time. We can chat.
Just goes on and on.
You know, I was going to tell Eadie that you came up with a real revelation today as we were walking in the building together.
Yeah,
Bruce said, you know, it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Boy, it's taken him this long.
Yeah.
He's sharp, isn't he?
Yeah, how about that? I need more people like him to let me know what's going on. Anyway, thanks, Bruce. That was a real revelation, and we appreciate it. Hey, I'll show you something that really looks nice. This is John Spargo of Cedar Rapids sailing his MC Scow down at Lake McBride. Doesn't that look sensational? What a way to let the breeze come right at you on Lake McBride, a beautiful area, of course. And anytime I see sails on boats, I'm ecstatic. I think that's one of the prettiest things around. And that's nice to see. I would really enjoy going out on one of those things once in a while. 68, that's what the current dew point is, and that means it's uncomfortable. It is not oppressive. That's just about what we had yesterday, but it is a big improvement from Sunday and Monday, if you'll recall. So it's warm, it's humid, I'll grant you, but it could be a whole lot worse, that's for sure. Right now, we have mostly clear skies for the most part, and some haze out there. Relative humidity 51%. Barometric pressure falling down. South winds at 12 miles an hour. And the temperatures are 89 at Cedar Rapids and Dubuque, 92 in Iowa City, and 87 in Waterloo. Around the old Weather Spotters Network. Steve Gutschalk over in Loudon having 92 in the late afternoon hours. And by the way, Steve Gutschalk in Loudon had 18/100ths of an inch of rainfall last night. You remember those showers came up through southeastern Iowa, so he was one of the lucky ones. He said just a short ways away, somebody got over an inch there. 81 late afternoon Waukon, Miss Zeckar coming in with that. 90 says Karen Connell in Independence, and 92 Bud Sipe down in Sigourney. Same thing in Washington with Doyle Brown. Clear, hazy, humid, that's our forecast tonight. Southerly winds at 6 to 12, and an overnight low 67 to 72. Tomorrow, yes, here we go again. Mostly sunny skies. South winds at 12 to 22 miles an hour, and a high 88 to 95 going north-south across the TV9 area. Then for tomorrow night, you can look for lows 67 to 72, partly cloudy skies with a possibility for a few scattered thunderstorms. I don't think real good chances in any one area. Here's how the national satellite picture looks. We haven't got any cloudiness around here. There is banks of cloudiness to our north. Now this represents where the cooler air is. It's trying to charge into a very warm and muggy atmosphere, not making, frankly, a whole lot of progress right now. Also around the Gulf Coast states, from Alabama, Mississippi over to Georgia, they have some showers and thunderstorms. Those are showing up too. But most of the nation is hot, and most of the nation is clear to partly cloudy. Why is that? Well, here's the thing. This high pressure is planted over the East Coast. Now, you know, the circulation around this is clockwise, so as long as that high pressure stays right there, it forces all this air to come up and off the Gulf of Mexico. It's number one hot, and it's number two very moist coming off the Gulf, and up it comes, and this prevents really any systems from getting through here and shaking us up enough to give us some relief. So it's right along with that frontal system where the showers and thunderstorms are occurring, and some scattered activity is going on, and the cooler air is temptingly up there. Now, we'll get a little closer to us, sagging to the southeast of the cold front tomorrow night. We have a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. Not real good tomorrow night, a little better on Friday, but still I would say less than 50-50, frankly. Overall, a very warm, a very muggy outlook for the next 5 days. So through Monday, we're going to be looking for high temperatures right around the 90-degree mark, and overnight low temperatures near 70. Now, Saturday will be a little better. A high, I think, about 88, and overnight low is 66. But there is a chance for some rain Friday, and then again on Sunday and Monday. That would be the late afternoon, early evening varieties. But as far as any big break in the weather, no.
Doesn't look like it. Well, I have to tell you, it's so hot outside right now that my dog refuses to go for walks.
Who can blame him?
Yeah, well,
of course, your dog refuses in January, doesn't he?
No, not in January. Just now. He heads for the shade.
Oh, I see.
We started the news tonight telling you about a shortage of water at Coralville. Well, the same thing's happening at the Mississippi River. Not a shortage of drinking water, but instead a shortage of boating water. At Buffalo, the river's so low it's blocking river traffic. The channel there is just 7 feet deep, and the minimum for most barges is 9 feet. So far, the shallow water is keeping about 17 barges from moving through. A dredge arrives tomorrow and will dig out the channel, but river traffic probably won't start really moving again until about Monday.
Young athletes are on the move. John says a group from CR is headed for Mississippi.
And some young tennis players from Bahrain are here to play in the Iowa Open.
Just when you thought you'd found some peace and quiet, more hype. Where does it all end? With straight talk and a great deal from your Toyota dealer on Camry, the car that consistently earns the leading consumer magazine's highest reliability rating. And prices start under $11,000. How much under? About enough to cover maintenance for the first 50,000 miles. So forget the hype and come-ons. Get some straight talk and a great deal.
Yeah.
See your Toyota dealer today.
In recent years, most innovations in frozen pizza have come in the area of crust. Thicker crusts, thinner crusts, lighter crusts, crustier crusts. Double Top Pizza from Tombstone puts the crust where it belongs, on the bottom of the top. And our crusts are doing double duty because Double Top doubles the toppings. Double the meat, double the cheese, double the taste. Double Top Pizza from Tombstone. You'll think twice before you buy anything else.
One taste of Raisin Nut Bran, and you'll know why people prefer it 2-to-1 over Kellogg's and Post Raisin Brands. You'll kick yourself for not trying it sooner. Ow! Only Raisin Nut Bran has raisins rolled in crushed almonds, crispy flakes too. If you don't try it, you won't be able to live with yourself.
I'm leaving.
Try the best-tasting Raisin Bran. Raisin Nut Bran.
He's America's most respected news commentator.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey.
Listen for Paul Harvey News tomorrow morning at 7:30 on AM 1600 KCRG Radio.
You know, I have always admired and respected baseball catchers. They're in somewhat of a potentially dangerous position there.
They wear a lot of protective gear, but they could take it, and there was an example last night. Close call for Boston catcher Mike Sullivan last night. A ball didn't get him. A splintered bat almost did. Here it is. Roger Clemens to Doug DeCinces, and the bat, as you might have noticed, glanced off Sullivan's helmet. He wasn't hurt, but the possibility of being a spear catcher was right there last night. There it goes again. Baseball this afternoon. The Mariners' Mark Langston threw a 4-hitter at Milwaukee today, 2-1 the final for Seattle. In the National League, the Mets over Atlanta 4-3, and Rick Russell was the winner as Pittsburgh shut out San Francisco 4-0. Well, the Iowa Open is just that, open to anyone. And Pete Kendall, the former William Penn player, has returned to Iowa with 4 of his top tennis players from Bahrain, where Kendall is the national tennis advisor. Now, this is Issam Abdul-Al, the best young player in Bahrain, according to Kendall. This afternoon, he faced Mickey Ramsey of Linmar in an 18-and-under match. This is not all new to Abdul-Al. This is his 3rd tennis tour to the U.S.
And they've stayed with the same family all 3 times. The high school tennis coach in Oskaloosa. And when they got out of the van, it was like old family. They were out shaking hands and kissing and all that kind of stuff. So it really has made a big difference for especially their English and their social relationships, especially with girls, because they don't have a lot of that in Bahrain. So you can see a lot of growth in that area, too.
Kendall is no stranger to the Iowa Open, but he hasn't played in it since '84. That will change Saturday when coach and pupil team up.
Yeah, even though I'm not, don't think I'm good enough to play in the Open, 35s and 45s more my speed. Issam is going to play also in the men's Open, so he asked me to play doubles with him, and we'll give it a shot and see what we can do with these college guys.
Issam Abdul-Al beat Mickey Ramsey this afternoon, 3-6, 6-2, and 6-2. A group of Cedar Rapids girls packed their bags and took off for Oxford, Mississippi today. The girls are the Cedar Rapids Panthers, an AAU 13-and-under basketball team. The Panthers will participate in their 3rd consecutive AAU national tournament while in Mississippi. 38 girls teams from across America will play in the double elimination event, and the Iowa squad hopes to benefit from its national tournament experience.
Not to be intimidated by people taller than you, and just go in there playing thinking that you could win.
Just try to stay relaxed, not get too emotional and hyped up about it. Go in there and just kind of have some fun and play hard. Do the type of things that the kids have done all season long in the state tournament level, the different leagues they played in.
We've worked really hard all through this year, and we're ready for this tournament. We've been waiting for it, and we're all excited and anxious to go down and get started.
The Panthers open against Oklahoma on Saturday. All games will be played at the University of Mississippi. Well, coming up tonight at 10 on the Sporting Life feature, we're going to feature a local sailor who is known nationally for his talents with the tiller. John Spargo, an Iowa native who now sails at Lake McBride, has won 3 national titles.
But people who sail at the national level and come from all over do recognize, in general, the fact that some of the very, very best sailors in the world, in fact, come from the upper Midwest, which includes Iowa, kind of on the southern border of that upper Midwest, anyway. Buddy Melgus, for example, who recently competed in the America's Cup, of course, is from Wisconsin. And it's remarkable how many sailors of his caliber have come out of this general part of the country.
And John at one time sailed with the Buddy Melgus Racing Factory team, so we'll have more on him tonight at 10.
Well, that looks fun out there in the water, doesn't it? We're hoping to pass the crown and scepter on to a friend.
When we come back, 2 Iowa queens say aloha for Hawaii.
Savings are really shaping up. Now, save $2,288 on Mercury Sable when you buy an option package along with 5.9 APR financing. Save $1,760 on Mercure XR4TI with 5.9% financing. Save $2,002 on Mercury Topaz, $1,176 on Lynx, and $1,725 on Cougar when you buy an option package along with 3.9% financing.
See your Midwest Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
It's almost inventory time at Smulikop's, but
we'd rather sell them than count them.
Save up to 50%, even more, on thousands of items from every department in Smulikop's big 3 acres of magic. Now's the time to buy furniture, appliances, fine jewelry, carpeting, water beds, draperies, china, and gifts. Don't miss Smulikoff's pre-inventory clearance sale.
We'd rather sell them than count them.
Smulikoff's, in the center of things, downtown Cedar Rapids.
Come on over to Adventureland. You're gonna have a fun-filled day.
Adventureland 87 brings the fun of the world to you. From Italy, soar on the all-new balloon race. From China, experience the Chinese acrobats of Taipei. From America, thrill to the U.S. high diving team, plus the Tornado, Raging River, A-Train, over 100 rides, shows, and attractions for one low price. Adventureland 87, world-class fun.
Dentists know all the damage a hard toothbrush like this can inflict. Maybe that's why more dentists use soft brushes from Oral-B, because a toothbrush doesn't have to hurt to work. Oral-B.
Feel the style that can lift you. Mink Difference Mousse Gel and Stylizer. Feel the soft. Feel the silky. Feel the difference. Mink Difference.
We hope you'll join us again at 10 for Nightcast.
Here's a look at a couple of the stories the Nightcast crew is putting together for you. You'll see why one man came all the way from down under to keep Ragbri pedaling pretty. And you'll get some healthy hot weather tips for staying active in this heat and humidity. That and more tonight at 10 on Eyewitness News Nightcast.
It's hard to believe it's almost been a year since we told you about Chris Blake. It was last August the Cedar Rapids woman beat out 47 others to become America's homecoming queen. Well, now it's time to give up that crown, but another Cedar Rapids woman has a chance of winning it. Mary Vryn won the title of Iowa's homecoming queen in April, and Chris Blake says she'd love to crown Mary at this year's pageant.
Can we go from Chicago? I think it'd be great. I think it'd be really neat. We could go to Europe together, too.
The young woman winning the title of America's homecoming queen also gets a free trip to Europe and a $1,500 college scholarship.
Sounds like fun there, too.
Yeah.
Boy. You know, if you're a rock fan, a big rock concert's going on in Cedar Rapids tonight. Starship with Grace Slick is entertaining rock fans at the Five Seasons Center.
And the warm-up band for that concert is an up-and-coming band, The Cutting Edge. They were rehearsing this afternoon at Five Seasons Center, and we leave you tonight with a sample of The Cutting Crew.
Remember, you can join the TV9 Eyewitness News team. When you see news, call Newsline 9, 365-9999. Newsline 9 makes you part of the Eyewitness News team. This has been TV9 Eyewitness News.